What is up, my fishy people? As you guys seen in some of the behind the scenes videos, we got this 3000 looking amazing with the new Beamswork lights on here. Well, you know, it's not always fun and games around here. So I come out to the fish room this morning, and of course, there's water on the ground. Why is there water on the ground? Well, let me go ahead and explain this. The pump coming up, which is right here, going up to these, through the sand filter, up to these bio towers. The hose was very old because we put this together a couple years ago. So this whole hose was deteriorated, and we had 3 pinholes shooting out up there against the them white drawers, and then we had 5 bigger pinholes shooting at the 750 come out here, water all over the ground. You can still see some right there, some in the cracks, and the carpets are still wet. So with this pump's been off all day long, so I didn't get this on video because I had to run this morning. I had to go to my actual day job, so I just went ahead and unplugged this filter, and now I'm back home and we are dealing with the fix. So for starters, you guys have seen this on our Instagram. It is Yoda saying, bigger tank you must get. But there is a backing paper on there. However, it would not stick to these. It would only stick with the contact paper on. But this also allows us to move this sticker somewhere else if we ever want to. So for those of you that said something about that, just wanted to point that out. But I went and I found another spool of this blue hose. This is my last 6 foot of this. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this back to our sand filter and attach this right here to my pump. So, you know, we use hose clamp connectors to go ahead on the hose barb and clamp it down just so they do not blow off, because this pump is a big pump, so it has a lot of back pressure. So you want to make sure it is secured. But you guys always ask about the Pacu and why are the Pacu not in the monster pond? What are you doing, Diesel? Checking the fish out? What are you doing, bud? So I have Diesel out here, yes. He's a little curious fella. He's always checking the fish out. But back to what I was saying, you guys were always asking why we don't put Pacu in the monster pond. And we always give you the same exact reason. So these Pacu have been in this tank for what, a week or two? And let me show you what they did. So, you know, in the monster pond we have all those underwater lighting, the power heads, the pumps, a lot of stuff that we don't want chewed on. And I always told you guys that these Pacu chew on cords, and there are preventative measures you can take, but they always end up chewing on your cords, your plants, whatever it might be. Just so happened they got my pump. Now, they did not go through and bite the actual the inside wires, so I got lucked out with that. They just bit the outside coating and frayed some of the strands on the outside. So there is no shock hazard here yet. But I'm going to go ahead and put a protector on this, and I will show you guys what that protector is. But for safe measures, I can go ahead and hit this with liquid electrical tape and stick it right back in the water. But I told you guys about cord protectors. This is an under gravel tube. This is what I use as a cord protector. Now, some of you are asking, well, how do you get a under gravel tube onto this cord? The end plug won't fit through it. So here's what you do. Some people, you know, cut a line straight down and fit it right over the cord. However, that is not the best way. What I did, I took my multi-tool and I'm cutting and I spin it. So when you put this on your cord, it spins on and it never falls off. When you cut it straight, it always seems to fall off and it's never good. So that is a trick I learned over the years. I just grabbed one of the old undergravel tubes laying around in one of the back piles. So I'm going to put that as the cord protector on here to try and stop the assault of the Pacu on my pump. Diesel, what are you doing? What are you doing, bud? You got to say hi. Say hi to the camera. Alright, we got my buddy Luke here helping today. He's always coming by to give a helping hand to the rescue. He does go on rescues for us too and helps us pick up some of these jolly fellows that we pick up along the way. So he happens to be over here volunteering today, so I appreciate the help, Luke. It's always appreciated. You guys remember him in the last video and Splash Zone. He actually helped us move these Pacu into this tank. So like I said, it has not been long and they're already doing damage. Alright, so like I said, put your hose clamp on. Now, being that this is a ribbed hose, you kind of gotta work it back and forth just a little bit. Let me take this guard off for just a second. Make my life easier. Oh, ow, that hurt. Don't hurt yourself if you're making. It's always a pain in the butt to get these ribbed hoses started on these hose bars. This is a super big one that I'm having to stretch over it. Now, another little trick that I've learned, these ribbed hoses kind of have a corkscrew pattern on them, so you can turn them to screw them in, and then pop the other side over, spin it back, and do it again. If it wasn't plugged in, you can just keep screwing it in and in and in and in, and it would give you the same effect, but there we have it. It is now on. Now you take your hose clamp, slide it up onto your hose barb, and you tighten her down. Now this will stop the fish from smacking the pump and knocking it off, or if there's any back pressure on your pump, because it is going through a sand filter, so it is pressurized. So what you don't understand is there is actually a lot of pressure on this hose, and that's more than likely why we had pinhole leaks in the last hose. With age, your hose starts to degrade over time. Plus, being submerged in water, that doesn't help. So you only get a few years out of each one of these hoses. So now we should be good for another little burst of time. Now you take this cord protector, you split it open. Like I said, you just spin it down. Bam. Now, inside. Now I still have to do the black electrical tape and cut this to the size, but for right now, for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and just plop this down in the water so you guys can see like it's the job complete. But I know I still have to trim this off because, wait a minute, that's actually kind of perfect size right there. So my cord hangs down right there, my hose is in the water. You can see my cord protector comes out of the water, and now the Pacu can't bite the cord. So the only thing I have to do, I got to pull that back out, let it dry, and then I have to do the black electrical tape there. But come around to the other side and I'll show you our sand filter and how it was hooked up to that one. Alright, as you can see, as we're walking past this 2200, you can see the beautiful color morph guards. They are putting on some size to them. They are eating very, very well. Peep the new lights on the 750. We are getting upgrades everywhere. So the lights that we took off the 3000, they were by a company called AQUARIUM. So the problem we had, there's so much humidity and moisture and from splashing of the fish, the actual ends of the plugs rusted out inside the little porthole of the light. So we went ahead and cut them and just soldered them in direct, and we got the lights working again. But there is no on-off button, but we have ours controlled by the little automatic buttons that turns on the whole room. So it works for this case. This tank gets a little bit of an upgrade. But if you look back here, you can see I have my 6-foot hose coming. I have another hose barb right here. And now I have a hose clamp. Now I forgot I had to put a hose clamp on prior, so I got to unscrew this all the way, put my hose clamp on and tighten her down, and then we should be good to go and put our pump right back on. We should be leak free and the fish will have some good filtration again. Alright, so we got the filter back on. We are good to go. I still have to tighten up the other side there and make it watertight. But we got sidetracked. We had someone show up. Look who it is. It is Joe from Their World Aquatics. He came over today. His buddy wanted some of the piranhas here. We had to rehome, which you guys probably didn't even hear about, but we got two red belly piranhas in. And he came in to rescue them. Well, Don did. Don's over there. There he is. That's the man who's taking the piranha.
Daddy's here.
So for those of you that know him, Joe from Their World Aquatics, he is setting up the saltwater sector of OFR, but he's taking his sweet old time. But you guys seen he just released that video. He got a second tank in the works, 900-gallon tank. Go check out that video. It was a good one. He started in one place and ended in another. Big accomplishments for Mr. Slow Joe over here.
Well, you know, I work faster. I work faster when I got my flip-flops on and my white beater shirt.
There you go. So let's go check out these. Oh, they also brought a fish. They brought a little African cichlid here. So he's been floating in this tank. He will go through some quarantine. But they came to pick up these lovely two piranha over here. They are two little red bellies, probably about 5 inches apiece. Can't really see them, but we're going to go ahead and send these guys to go and live with Don. And to sweeten the pot, Joe brought over some panels for us to try out as far as lids go to cover some of our tanks. These are panels from a greenhouse that he brought over, and we tried them out, and the light actually penetrates them pretty well. These ones are only about 18 inches wide, so he's going to see what he can do to try and find us some bigger panels. But he has these ones, which are probably, what are they? 3/8 or so. He has other ones that are a little bit under 3/4 that would be perfect for these DAS tanks, because I haven't been able to find a material to be able to cover them that would cut down on some of the moisture in this room. So we'll see what we can do with these, and now that we know the light actually penetrates them pretty well, and we can use them on various tanks around the rescue. So we appreciate that, Joe.
Absolutely.
Alright, so Joe from Their World just left with Don the piranhas, and our boy Luke over here felt like he was left out. He wanted some fish too, so he wants to take home this bullhead catfish. So he's going to go ahead and join some of the channel cats he recently rehomed, and we'll see what else. You want the Akara too, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's get this man some fish. We still have some more fish in here to rehome. Got these little striped Raffaella cats. There's Pacu in there. There's probably 8 of them. There's some little small guys over there, probably about 7, 8 inches. We got some plecos and some pictus cats. We got all kinds of stuff in here. Then we come over here. Show you what else we have. Down in here we have, there's a bunch of green terrors. There's a Gibiceps pleco, a normal pleco. There's some Trimax in here. There's another pleco in here. We've got the Akara down there. So we definitely have some fish to give out and rehome, but there's some smaller plecos in there as well. This albino ID shark actually already found a home. Alright, so after wrangling some fish for him real quick, he's taking home this bullhead. He's going to grab both of these striped Raffaella cats and this little Akara down here. Like I said, that's it for tonight. He has a few empty tanks, so this should suit him well. Let's go ahead and get these out to the car, and we will send them on their way. let's go make sure everything's running over here. So you guys seen a little bit of some rescues and some rehoming. You see me fixing some filters. It's always a joy being here and learning stuff with the Ohio Fish Rescue. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more crazy adventures with the Ohio Fish Rescue, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.